Hey, let's help you with earning and securing full trust from your buyer. Okay? In this segment, you're going to discover exactly how to get trust. And in so doing, you will increase your effectiveness. You know, because of a handful of unethical salespeople who have misrepresented the benefits of their products, customers can sometimes not trust you if you've ever had that experience. TV news, broadcasts, papers, constantly running stories of scams and cons makes consumers skeptical of salespeople. This skepticism keeps people on guard, prevents the salesperson, you, from correctly establishing the trust critical to ever getting a decision, maybe even to selling your product and showing the features and benefits. So regardless of the cause of distrust, I mean, it doesn't matter where it came from. It's critical, however, that you're aware of the possible lack of trust and that you tackle it. Distrust in a sales cycle is not the buyer's problem. Okay, you heard what I said? Distrust is not the buyer's problem, it's your problem. If the buyer doesn't trust you or your company or what you're saying, your presentation, then the information that you'll be offering will be minimized, challenged, shopped, maybe even thrown in the trash. See, of course the buyer, your buyer, will make a decision. When they leave and don't do something, that is a decision. It's just not the decision you wanted. When the buyer decides to think about it, to put it off, that's a decision. It's just not the one you wanted. The decision to shop is always the cause of some level of distrust. Did you hear what I said? To shop, to think, to put it off, stalls are always the cause of some level of distrust. If the buyer had full and complete confidence in you, the product, the terms, the company, they would hook up and they'd do it now. A salesperson always gets a decision. Always. They decided to think about it, sleep on it, put it off. That's a decision. They agreed to keep the product they have and not make a trade. That's a decision. They decided that it was, better for them to, or more for them than they can afford. That's a decision. They decided to present it to the board, to the accountant, to the CEO, to their tax advisor. That was a decision. They decided to go buy the competition's product. That is a decision, obviously one you don't like. Why? Distrust. Something they didn't trust. Something they weren't completely secure about. Each of these decisions that aren't favorable to you are because of you. Look, when the buyer doesn't trust you, or something about the presentation, or something about somebody in the company, okay, they're going to add time to the cycle by not making a decision to purchase. Even if you manage to close the deal, the unhandled element of distrust will almost always guarantee future problems, even after delivery. When a salesperson understands what is going on in the mind of the customer, you have stepped into the area that only the professional delves into. This is beyond selling now. This is beyond what he's saying or communicating. This is picking up on the other things. You know when people don't trust you. See, the unspoken thoughts of the customer is a phenomenal, almost infinite field to start playing in. And again, we're not looking at what the buyer says now, but looking at the trust level. We're looking at what's going on behind the scenes in the customer's mind. When a salesperson is willing to go there, to that place, to that point, and be responsible, hey, you've moved from from painting to being an artist. All my studies in sales over the last 25 years have involved this depth of the customer. Not just his money, not just the product. Hey, what's really going on? What I want you to get right now is this. Number one, trust is critical. I know you know that. Trust is critical. You need to hear this over and over, man. Trust is everything in this cycle. Number two, if you don't get the sale, something is not trusted. This is what people are a little bit, you're too flexible on. If you don't get the sale, you're going to know what? Not trusted. Something's not trusted. Number three, know this. Every decision is a decision. So you've got to build trust. Okay, we're going to do that in later segments, but right now I want you to know this. No decision means a decision, and something's not trusted.